My name's Chad Pridgew. I've been working as a chef for about 20 years now. It's gone so fast. I now work at Restaurant Cuvée in Hunter Valley. Beautiful place to work, vineyards, the people. It's fantastic. I love my job. So as a child, I was always good in the kitchen with mum, cooking cakes and cooking food, all those sorts of things. And growing up through school, I did courses that related to food, food technology, hospitality, all those sorts of things, and got top of the class for those. So I thought, well, this is probably where I need to stick to. So I followed my dreams and stuck with the hospitality and loving it. It's the best thing I've ever done, so it's really good. To listen to my head chefs and to write down all the recipes. If I wrote down all the recipes that I was told during my apprenticeship, I would have a huge book, and yeah, to this day I still look back into some of the recipes that I did write, and I still look at them and use them today. So it's really important to listen to your chefs and write down your recipes. Really important. I get all my guys in the kitchen to do it. It's very important. Biggest achievement, I think, was working in a chef hat restaurant. I started at a pub, and I love the pub. It was fast paced and really good. And then I went to a restaurant in Newcastle, and it was a chef's hat, and I didn't really know what chef's hat meant at the time, but it just, obviously meant a lot of hard work. But working with the chef one-on-one, and the food that we did, and this, just how everything had to be perfect all the time, that was the best thing in my apprenticeship. And knowing that I helped get towards that chef hat that was really good for me. It's really important in a stressful condition like a kitchen, just to keep your head, to understand what's going on and know that the service is going to finish soon, and just get your head down and bum up and just enjoy the service. I have worked for a lot of chefs that were quite aggro, and I'm totally opposite to that, because I just don't ever want to go that way. It's really important to me that my apprentices and my people that work for me come to work and enjoy it. So I think to enjoy work, you do so much better at it, instead of coming to work and slave labour sort of thing. So yeah, no, enjoying your work, absolutely. And for myself, just making sure that people enjoy work, making sure you speak to them with respect. I think it's the most important thing, yeah. Watching people walk out with a smile, knowing that you've done the best you can every time you put a meal on the plate, has to be the biggest thing. And to see brides and just so happy with their wedding, it's one of the best things, yeah. The hours. Sometimes the hours, the early morning starts, the late finishes, the early morning starts again. Where we are, we do balloons, so we're here sometimes at 6:30 in the morning, and sometimes we're still here at 9:30 at night. So it can get challenging, the hours, but it's challenging, but at the same time it's easy because you enjoy your job. So it's one of those catch-22s, I suppose. But yeah, it's probably the hours. I think it's just hard work and knowing what you want at the end of the day. So work hard as a younger kid like I did, and just head down, bum up, and you're going to get there, and make sure you have your goals and stick to your goals and know where you're going to be in this time period. I think that's where I went well, and I'm doing well, so hopefully continues on. One piece of advice I'll give myself is to work hard and harder as a child, as a kid. It pays off in the long run. So the more hard work you put in, the more you learn now. It's easier in the long run. So try and experience as many restaurants as you can, as many different chefs as you can, because you learn so much from every chef and every restaurant, and every restaurant's different. So yeah, just to work hard as a young child. If I had to say something, it would be that try and minimise the nights you go out and have 1 or 2 beers and they end up to be quite a big night, because the next day you can't focus on your work, and you need to make sure you're focused at work and make sure you're doing a good job. So try and minimise the big nights, I suppose. Yeah. It's really important for chefs these days. We're always trying to make sure that our food is fresh. We're always trying to do different ways of cooking so it's more nutritional, and just generally to try and present it so it's not just the normal, say, chips sort of thing. We can do it a different way so people can enjoy it differently. It can be healthier. I try and do that on our menu all the time. Superfoods is a huge thing at the moment. I have a dish on my menu that we have with quinoas and freekers and salmon, pomegranates. It's a beautiful dish, but the ladies come in for lunch and they think they're having a really beautiful, healthy meal, which they are. So they really enjoy it. So it's very important, very important. Have to be the joy. I love seeing people walk out of the restaurant and they've had a great meal, they've had a great glass of wine, they've enjoyed the view. The place that we work at is absolutely beautiful to look at, and just feedback, to read feedback from people from Facebook and all other TripAdvisor. It's great to actually hear these beautiful things come back and say how much the food, they enjoyed the food, they enjoyed everything. So have to be joy for sure.